What up, YouTube? This is Rob Beast.
And I'm Dickgee.
And this is Rhode Island Tattoo Company. And this is our strangest encounters with customers. So you can start.
Alright, I definitely think one of the craziest things that ever happened between a customer and I was a couple of years ago. We were in Jersey doing a show. This is a busy show, and I had some artwork on the table that I was trying to sell. This lady comes up and she asked me for a piece that I was trying to do. So I told her I'd do it. She asked me if we offered any kind of numbing ointments, which at the time we were offering one product. So I told her how to apply that. I said, go to the bathroom, wash that area, put some on there, blah, blah, blah. She comes back about 15 minutes later and says to me, now keep in mind this lady's probably in her 50s, I would say.
Yeah, 50s, early 60s, somewhere around that.
She was,
she's a nice lady.
She was a nice person, yeah, for sure. But she comes back to me and she says to me, and I quote, "You're never going to guess what happened to me. I was in the bathroom and I was washing my leg like you told me to. So I had one leg propped up on the sink, and then this other lady comes in and asked me why I was washing my pussy in the sink." I shit you not, that's what she says to me. I should have known right there that this was already going to be an interesting tattoo. So, needless to say, a few minutes goes by, I start the tattoo, I got headphones on because it's a show and it's loud, I'm just trying to zone out and get it done. It's a Sunday, so it's our last day there, I just want to get my thing done.
Yeah, I was starting to already pack up for us.
Yep, so I'm tattooing, I got my headphones on, I'm not really looking down, not looking at her, the tattoo's on her thigh, so she's sitting in front of me, draped over the edge of the table, and I'm just tattooing, my head down, and I happen to just look up for a second, and I see her sitting there on the table with her phone, and I can see the screen, and this lady is watching hardcore porn. Straight up hardcore porn in the middle of the show.
Not normal porn.
Not normal porn. We won't get into the details, but it was like some straight up weird shit she was watching.
Some straight fetish stuff.
So I think maybe it's just a gift that somebody sent her. It's a quick little snip. So I didn't think anything of it. I get back down into the tattoo. I keep going. So maybe 5 minutes goes by and I happen to look up again and she's watching a whole different video now. Not even the same cast members, and I could guarantee they were not the same cast members. It was a totally different video, totally different fetish. So at the time we had a different apprentice. She comes over and to check out the tattoo, and she happens to look at the lady's phone. And the lady says, "Oh, I'm sorry, don't mind me. This helps me relax." Seriously? It wasn't relaxing me. It was stressing me the fuck out. I was weirded out like I couldn't even tell you. And to top it all off, the tattoo was on this lady's thigh. So if you've ever been tattooed on a thigh or done a thigh tattoo, you know your hands are on the thigh while you're doing it. So now I'm getting all freaked out thinking, am I turning this lady on? Like, what the hell's going on here? And it was creepy as fuck. Let's just say I banged this tattoo out in record time for sure, and we packed our shit and got the fuck out of there.
We haven't been back to Jersey since.
Yeah, that was probably one of the weirdest encounters I ever had.
Well, man, I'm trying to think. There's so many good ones. So when I used to own a shop in Providence, we all worked together, and it was very early in the morning. I opened up the shop, and then my old partner had come in, and he left the door open because I usually locked it before we came in. So I'm setting up for the day, cleaning and doing a few things, and this woman walks in, and basically she looks like a lawyer. She's got a couple Nordstrom bags.
And we were right next to the courthouse then.
Yeah, she's a real pretty lady, long blonde hair, just someone you would just probably represent me in court sometime. But really nice, asked if she could look at the books. And I said, yeah, go ahead, we're not even open yet, but you could take a look. She starts flipping through the books, and she's like going through things. And she asked if she could use the bathroom. And I was like, yeah, it's right over there. And she said, do you mind if I could borrow a pair of scissors? Okay. I figured she had a couple bags. She was going to cut some tags off or something. Like, no big deal. Like, she didn't seem crazy.
She was cutting.
So she goes into the bathroom. All of a sudden, a big dude walks in, probably around 6'5", 300-some pounds. Is there a blonde lady in here? And I'm like, yeah, she's in the bathroom. Starts banging on the door. And I'm like, yo, what are you doing? You can't just bang on my door. Me and him get into an altercation. I get him out of the shop. Not that big of a deal. She still hasn't come out of the bathroom yet. I go over to the door, I knock on it. She answers, and I said, can you please come outside? Like, what's going on? She opens the door. This chick literally cut her hair down to nothing. She used those scissors to cut her hair bald, man. She pulled a Britney Spears in the bathroom. And the worst part was, like, I'm just looking at her like, man, it's too early in the morning to deal with this shit. Like, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. So she's like, do you have a broom? I'll clean it up. I'm like, get out. Just get out. I don't want to deal with this right now. Her hair was all over the place. Like, she cut it and decided to decorate my floor. She leaves. I look at my partner at the time and I'm like, yeah, you can clean that since you left the door open. So that was an interesting time that didn't have to do with a tattoo, but was probably one of the strangest moments that I've had to deal with in a shop.
I mean, that shop had some creepy ass moments, though. I mean,
look at that time I was tattooing that girl and it sounded like a porn was going on, and all you guys turned around and looked at me.
I think that's just
people make some sounds, man, for attention. And I noticed every time before I even tattooed her, she was making the sound before I even put the needle to her skin.
She just liked the pain, man.
Yeah, some people like make attention. Some people, you know, we have a lot of interesting clients that come in and out the doors, whether they're, you know, anywhere from being famous all the way down to the everyday person. You never know who's going to walk through the door. And we just get a lot of stories, man.
I mean, there was that time that when we worked at that same shop, I was on my lunch break letting my dogs out, and you text me and said, hey, I got a couple ladies here that want to get tattooed by you. So I said, all right, I'll be right back. So I go back, make a long story short. It was a mom and a daughter. I tattooed the daughter, and then the mom says, oh, I want to get a butterfly. I want it right here. And I'm like, okay, thinking no big deal, little collarbone tattoo. We'll bang it out. So I bring her in my booth, and, you know, at the time we had separate booths for everybody. So I bring in my booth. She's in the room behind me. I'm ripping paper towels on the counter. I turn around. This lady's got no shirt on, no bra on, no nothing. And she's probably mid-60s. I always get these old, freaky ladies.
Uh-huh.
She's like mid-60s, got no top on, completely topless. And I tell her, whoa, you don't need to take your shirt off. We can easily work with, you know, the tank top she had on. And she's like, well, I kind of wanted a little lower, but I didn't want to tell my daughter. And now I'm thinking, how much lower? And
well, she wanted a lower, right?
She literally says, I want it right here, and puts her finger on her nipple. And I'm like, no, we can't put it on your nipple. This is not going to happen. And then she says, well, I want it as close as possible. She's still got no shirt on. And I'm thinking, fine, we can do it right above the nipple on the breast. So I have to grab an armrest to put her breast on because she was an older lady. And, you know, there wasn't much support left there. So I've got her breast on the armrest as I'm tattooing her. And I'm trying to be as professional as possible. And it's the middle of the summer, so I'm wearing shorts and a tank top. And while I'm tattooing her, she just reaches over and just touches my arm, and she's like, oh, you have tattoos all the way up there. And I'm like, now I'm getting a little creeped out.
Stranger danger.
There was definitely some stranger danger going on. I tell her, oh, hold on, let me just do my job here. You know, don't try to not touch me while I'm working, or at all, really.
We had to go to him later on with the doll. Where did she touch you in your no-no spot?
Well, then she touched me on my leg like 10 minutes after that because I was wearing shorts, and freaked me so far out that I was like, all right, I got to bang this tattoo. I was another one of these situations where it's like, you freak me out, I got to do your tattoo twice as fast now. Mm-hmm. So as I'm finishing up the tattoo, I bandage her up, and I'm going over aftercare instructions with her, and this is before we had cashed her out. She starts telling me about her neighbor who is a mechanic, and sometimes she trades blowjobs for oil changes. And she's looking at me like, and I'm thinking,
you want some?
Visa or MasterCard? Because that's the only payment I'm taking today, you know? But that situation was so creepy that lady came back and asked me to tattoo her again, and I said no, I was booked, and I was so weirded out to this day. Even to this day, when I talk about it, I mean, I'm getting goosebumps right now. I just get creeped out by that story.
How about the young girl? All right, here's a real good one. This girl comes in with her boyfriend. She's wearing a summer skirt, and her boyfriend they look like they just literally came from like Block Island over here to hang out. She wanted to get a little tattoo. I was like, all right, what do you want to get? And she's like, oh, just like a little sun and moon. I was like, all right, okay, no problem. She wanted it on her hip. And I was like, no problem. I'm like, figuring it's not that big of a deal. I get them into my room. I'm trying to figure out how she's going to sit or lay because she basically wanted it on her hip bone. So I was like, all right, I'm going to just figure out where you want it, and I'm going to start setting up. So I start setting up. I turn back around. She's pretty much naked. She has no clothes on. And I'm like, looking at her boyfriend, more confused, like, did I just get into a threesome?
You're getting punked.
Like, yeah, seriously, I thought I was getting punked. Like, what happened? Like, why is this chick standing naked in front of me? So I'm like, you didn't need to take your clothes off. She's like, oh, I didn't want to get anything on my dress. I'm like, you could have pulled it up. You could have not take your underwear off. I don't know where you plan on putting this tattoo. So she's like, oh, all right, no problem. She turns around, bends over, and like putting her underwear on. I'm like, I'm seriously getting punked right now. Why? What the hell is going on? Her boyfriend is in the corner, not moving, just like kind of watching. I'm like, yo, this is the creepiest thing going on. This dude's getting his rocks off.
I was gonna say he liked it. He's one of those.
And so
voyeurs.
she puts up her like underwear and she like kind of puts her dress kind of back on, and then so I'm tattooing her. I get the tattoo done like real fast because like it's just getting weird in there. And so she gets the tattoo, and then she asks her boyfriend if he can grab her water, which she left out. And then so he goes gets the water, and she's like, "Oh, thank you." And she's like touching him. Yo, you guys need to get the fuck out. Like, I'm all set, man. Like we get some interesting people.
Oh, we definitely do. I mean, all walks of life, all ages. I mean, we've tattooed everything from 18 all the way to 82.
Yeah. We definitely have some stories. So definitely stay tuned for more of these coming because it's gonna get funnier as it goes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But click that like button, subscribe, comment, let us know anything you want to hear on the road stories, shop stories. Let us know.
We got a couple of those coming up because when we hit the road in a couple of weeks, we're going to be filming a lot of that. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
Yeah, we'll be going live too as the drive, and there's going to be some surprises as we drive.